Hello friends. Indonesia is the largest island country in the world, located in Southeast Asia, at the intersection of the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean. It is known as the country of 10,000 islands, with about 17,508 large and small islands. However, it basically consists of 5 main islands, namely Sumatra, Java, Borneo, Sulawesi, and New Guinea. Indonesia's total area is about 1,905,000 square kilometers, roughly equivalent to Mexico. The population of Indonesia is about 274 million people, ranking 4th in the world and 2.8 times higher than Vietnam, in which 80% of the population is concentrated on the islands of Java and Sumatra. About 78% of the population is Muslim. Indonesian territory is divided into 34 provinces, in which there are 5 provinces with special administrative status. First, Aceh is located on the northern island of Sumatra, the only province where Islamic law is fully enforced. They take an independent stance, separating from Indonesia as an autonomous region. Second, the Yogyakarta Special Region, which is the only province in Indonesia headed by an emir and also a governor, is maintained in a hereditary fashion. The next 2 provinces are Papua and West Papua. This is the place that has the least resemblance to the rest of Indonesia. It has a history and culture that closely resembles the country of Papua New Guinea. It was regained from the Dutch Empire, when Indonesia declared its independence in 1945. The region enjoys a relatively high degree of autonomy. Finally, is the capital Jakarta, Indonesia's largest city, located on the northwest shore of Java Island, where the entire government apparatus and state agencies are located. According to the plan, next time Indonesia will move the capital to Kalimantan province on the island of Borneo. In terms of topography, most of Indonesia are plains located near the coast. In general, it is quite favorable for agricultural development, road construction and construction. However, most of the large islands have towering mountain ranges. Among them, there are more than 400 volcanoes, more than any other country in the world. With more than 150 active volcanoes, the country experiences an average of 4 earthquakes every day. The most recent was in 1815, the eruption of Mount Tambora caused about 10,000 immediate deaths and more than 70,000 deaths due to climate change. It holds the record as the largest volcanic eruption in recent history. In 2018, an earthquake and tsunami in Palu also killed 4,340 and caused extensive property damage. The reason is because Indonesia is the most affected country in the Pacific Ring of Fire, where many tectonic plates split and collide. However, in difficulties, opportunities are created. Volcanic activity combined with the hot and humid climate has formed the most fertile land on the planet for Indonesia. Therefore, agriculture is one of the 3 key industries of Indonesia, contributing 12.7% of GDP in the past year. The remaining 2 sectors are industry accounting for 38.95% and service accounting for 44.23%. Currently, about 30% of the land is used for agriculture and 49 million people are active in this field, accounting for 41% of the total workforce. Indonesia is the largest economy in Southeast Asia, and one of the world's emerging markets. Indonesia is a member of the G20. Indonesia is classified in the group of newly industrialized countries. Indonesia is the world's 16th largest economy by nominal GDP and 7th largest in GDP by purchasing power parity. There are about 633 recognized ethnic groups in Indonesia. The largest group is Javanese, making up 41% of the population. However, there is one ethnic group that is very remarkable, the Chinese Indonesians, who make up 1.2% of the population, about more than 3 million people. They once dominated the private economy in Indonesia. In the 1950s, almost all retail stores in Indonesia were owned by Chinese Indonesian businessmen. They run businesses, from selling groceries to building materials and more. In a 1995 study, published by the East Asia Analytics Unit, part of the Australian Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, about 73% of the value of publicly listed companies, excluding foreign and state, owned by Chinese Indonesians. In addition, they own 68% of the top 300 corporations, at the end of 1993. The top 6 corporations in Indonesia before 1977 are Celine Group, Astra International, Sinar Mas Group, Gudang Garam, Sampurna, Lippo. The group is owned by people of Chinese origin. Currently, these corporations are still operating. This number propagates the common belief that ethnic Chinese control 70% of Indonesia's economy. However, the truth is that Indonesia's economy in the 1990s was largely controlled by the state. However, when it comes to the private economy in particular, Chinese Indonesians have a great deal of influence. In 1998, former President B.J. Habibie declared, "Indonesia is not dependent on Chinese businessmen." Immediately, the value of the rupiah fell by 5%. Then, instead of shoving the Chinese aside, Habibie turned to enticing corporations to support reform plans. After the Asian financial crisis, in 1997 to 1999, many large corporations went bankrupt. And the position of the Chinese is no longer strong enough as before. Even today, there are still many large corporations, including the 6 groups mentioned above, that make important contributions to the Indonesian economy. Video ends here. Thank you all for watching and liking it. If you find the video useful, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel to support us. Goodbye and see you again.